Yo-Yo Ma, ladies and gentlemen. Yo-Yo Ma.
Oh, no, not another box of dogs.
It's another box of dogs!
Alrighty. Well, let's get into it. How you doing, folks? Hope you're well. Yeah, it's another beautiful freezing cold night here in the Mallee. Oh yeah, it's the exciting place. It's the place to be. Just while I'm getting this organized, I'll tell you a joke I heard today, which I might do on Thursday. A guy goes into a pub. They got a sign up the top says, ask about our lifetime free beer. He's like, oh, this sounds like something I'm into, lifetime of free beer. Asks the bartender, how do I get this lifetime of free beer? Bartender says, right, you got to do 4 things. First of all, you got to scull at least half a bottle of Jack Daniels. Second thing, you got to fight the biggest guy in the bar. Third thing, there's a Doberman out the back. He's got a loose tooth. You got to go out there, and he's grumpy, man. He's had this tooth for a while. He is mean. You got to go out there. You got to take the loose tooth out of his mouth. And the fourth thing, there's an old woman upstairs. You got to go up. You got to bang her to completion. You got to both come. He goes, give me the bottle of Jack. Takes the bottle of Jack. He fucking downs the whole thing in one go. He gets the swirl going and everything, just fucking downs a whole fucking bottle. The whole bar's watching this now, just going, oh, this guy's a contender. He looks around the bar. He sees the biggest fucking guy. He walks up to him and he just starts fucking pummeling him. He fucking lays him out. He beats the absolute fucking snot out of him. Now the bar's they're like, well, this guy might fucking do it. He goes over to the bar. He goes, right, where's this dog? He goes, the bartender goes, right, it's out the back. I think I'm getting some delay here from the image and the audio. But anyway, fuck it. Who cares? I got to switch out my computers. Anyway, he goes out. He walks through. He's fucked up drunk now. He walks through the door, opens up the door. The dog is barking. The dog's just fucking going mental. He just walks through the door confident. He's like, pulls the door closed behind him. You hear the dog fucking barking and growling and fucking going at him. Then you hear the dog start to whimper. And fucking silence. 5 minutes. He walks back into the bar. He goes, right, where's the old woman with the loose tooth? Anyway. So, I'm fascinated with all this stuff with Nick Fuentes. He's just popping off at the moment. It's fucking amazing. And the thing I'm finding really fucking amazing about the whole thing is the way all of these fucking people who are supposed to be on the same side just keep arguing and fighting. It's fucking hilarious. Like, they're all like, oh, we all want the same thing. Yeah, but I want all the credit. It's kind of pathetic. And there's all these other influencers trying to take Nick down. And what's amazing, though, is watching, like, as they're all doing their various hit jobs on him, they're just blowing him up. And because he speaks for a lot of people. And the mistake all these people are making is to just write him off and not listen to what he's saying. That's what I've been saying to these fucking people for years. Like, if you just write people off like this, just because he went through the cancellation, he can't be cancelled now. He's got Rumble, he's got X. Even if they throw him off X, he's still got a huge platform with Rumble. Anyway, I think Asmund makes some pretty good points about this. I'll have to get out of the way. Here we go.
It's the reason why people have broken out of the Matrix, is that now they don't have a monopolistic control over discourse. They can't control who is and isn't able to speak. It's now a free market. And that's what the internet has done, is they've created a free marketplace of ideas. The internet has created a free marketplace of ideas.
That's what it was always supposed to be.
And I think that's why people were so against Elon Musk buying Twitter, is because Elon Musk buying Twitter created a free marketplace of ideas. Somebody like Hassan can be on Twitter, and somebody like Nick Fuentes can be on Twitter. Welcome to the show. Anybody can be there. Anybody can express their viewpoint. And the problem, though, is that a lot of these people know that, and I think in a lot of cases, these people know that their viewpoints really can't stand up to scrutiny or criticism, and they're afraid of that. Why do you keep mentioning Nick? Well, I think Nick has been growing a lot, and he's been very popular with young people. And I think that the majority of people, like, it's undeniable that Nick Fuentes has been a very big lightning rod that has attracted and energized a lot of young people towards very conservative ideals. And to deny that is, I think, unfair. I think it's just simply, well, it's not true. That's really what it comes down to. It's not true. And so the reason why I mention him is because I think that among young people, I feel like he's probably one of the more influential voices. And I think that the fact of that, and also this is also despite him getting deplatformed, getting kicked off social media, being debanked, all this stuff that's happened, Nick is modern fascism. That's not. It doesn't matter. Like you're missing the point.
The fucking
Nick
point.
saying these things represents a tremendous amount of people.
Yeah.
Whether you agree with it or not is not relevant. The fact that a lot of people agree with it is all that matters. Because if enough people get together, they can do anything that they want.
I think it's fucking great.
And so that's it. And so Retro Chatter, yeah, you're just solidifying the decision. Yeah, you're so right, man. I'm 21 and Nick's everywhere around people my age. Yes, of course. I know that this is happening. It's obvious that it's happening. The only people that it's not obvious to are people who are lying to themselves. And I think that there's guys, like, I mean, I don't really have the same audience. Like, for me, like, my audience is definitely older guys, right? Like, I would say, like, 20s to 30s to 40s.
This is another case of the media just assuming that they have total control, even though they completely lost control. And the media on the left kind of crashed. The media on the right have just been like, oh, well, we're still in control. And so now you've got Tucker Carlson and Candace, and you've got the huge gatekeepers of podcasting disavowing Nick and just writing him off, not understanding that he has the platform, he has the voice, and he's speaking for a lot of people. That's why I called the episode "The Kids Are All Right," because they're rebelling in the, you know, what are they going to do that's more rebellious? Be more gay? Be more accepting? Be more woke? What a fucking nightmare that would be. So they're like, so I said it in a previous podcast, Christianity is the new punk rock. It's it's really fun to see. This timeline just it's so fucking entertaining.
But, like, I think especially in terms of communicating with teenagers and communicating with the lower 20s, I think Nick resonates with a tremendous amount of young men. And I think it's primarily young men. It's women too, but primarily men. Do you think that if he hadn't got banned off his platforms earlier, he'd be as popular as it is now? I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball.
Well, the banning is the thing. This is the where that whole cancellation, the cancel culture, and cancel culture, it is what it is, you know. It's like there's plenty of people I'd like to cancel. I mean, I'm not necessarily against cancel culture per se. Just for a long time, the wrong people were getting cancelled. But they would get cancelled, and then if they had the balls to do it, they would build something else, and they would go elsewhere, and their audience would find them, and they would grow bigger and bigger. And Nick Fuentes is absolutely the fruit of what you've sown with this cancel culture bullshit. Because if you deny people their voice, this is what happens. I'm just saying the same shit more and more.
But yeah, anyway, so that's basically it.
But it's fun.
So that's the reason why I mention it. I mention it because it's the same as Andrew Tate or Jordan Peterson or any other like Tucker Carlson. These fucking Charlie Kirk. These people, or Hassan on the opposite side, right? Like, whether you agree with them or not, that doesn't change their influence.
Yeah, I guess that's why Asmund has that crowd. Apparently he's got the same talent agent as Hassan and a bunch of others. They're all with the same people. They're all represented by the same people. Like, it's, you know. But also, like, Nick just
and
says
it's not all of...
Come on. All right, I really do need to switch out my computers. I'll go for a while, but this is obviously going to crash. I've got my other computer here. I might as well use it. And I did buy another monitor. I've just got nowhere to put it. My other monitor will be on the floor. But Nick said, like, the whole thing of, like, people go, oh, based. Like, he says all sorts of ridiculous shit. And he often says it's just for being funny. But it's also, this is now counterculture. This is what, this is exactly what I've been talking about for, like, 10 fucking years now. Like, this is what counterculture is. And this is where we are now. And anyone who thought you could control this animal, you can't. You can't fucking control it. All you can do is ride the wave. Anyway, let's put me back over here. But Nick says stuff like this, and I love this shit. I tried doing a thing on TikTok a while ago, and where I was just like, white people are the best thing to ever happen to this. We've never done anything wrong. Name one thing that white people have ever done wrong. You can't. You can't name anything we've done wrong. I was just waiting for people to comment, and everyone was just like, oh, is this parody? Is this... And I was like, oh, fuck. No one bit. Because I guess it was just a bit too obvious. But I just, when people came on and were just naming evil shit we've done, I was just going to be like, some of our best work. Because if you fucking shit on people, and we'll get to this later as well, like, especially with where things are now with this whole fucking Gaza situation, where it's quite fucking obvious who the insanely evil people are in the world and who's protecting those evil fucking people and who's covering for their tracks. So this a Jewish professor came out with some article that white people need to be eliminated from the earth. And that was fine. He was, you know, no problem. But if you say anything about the genocide in Gaza, you don't get fucking protected from floods. The government, the American government, if you're in America and a hurricane hits and you tweeted some shit about Benjamin Netanyahu, they won't help you. Oh, yeah. Is it Voltaire said, if you want to know who's ruling you, look at who you can't criticize? Oh, wow.
Honestly.
But this is what I mean. Like, you've been shitting on white people, and especially white men and young men. They don't tolerate this kind of shit. They don't. Young people, especially when they're very young, when they're kids, you come at them with some bullshit that they had nothing to do. They're not gonna go, oh yeah, I should recognize my like. They're gonna go, fuck you. That's what they're gonna do, and that's exactly what they've done. So all your fucking woke ass bullshit of going fucking white people, this is what you get. This is the backlash. And I hope you're fucking enjoying it, because I'm fucking loving it. This is about the only fucking entertainment, the only fucking entertaining thing I get these days is just watching this whole thing unfold, because I don't really have a dog in the race, to be honest. I just fucking love this shit.
On some level, non-white people, there is just like a jealousy of white people. There is just like a deep-seated...
True.
And it's not all of them, and they hate to hear it. Oh, they hate to hear it. But it really is the case. A lot of them just have like this resentment. It's like a deep-seated resentment because they live in a white world. This is a white world. Whites have ruled the world for 500 years.
Yep.
Whites are the most beautiful race.
Yep. Best.
They have invented everything. Like for...
You might say, we are the champions.
500 years, they were the dominant race and set the tone. And so, in a sense, every non-white person feels like a black person. And there's a sort of like chip on their shoulder.
Except Asians. Asians don't give a shit. They've been doing their own thing. Don't give a fuck. You try going into fucking China and making them feel guilty for their privilege. Good luck with that.
Of not being white. And on some level, I think that's kind of going away. But that is a huge part of it because it's not even logical. That's a pretty smart guy. He is a pretty smart guy, but he, on some level, just resents whites because we're excellent. He resents whites because whites are desirable. Whites are desirable. Whites are intelligent. Whites are heroic. And so then he wants to say, well, I think being superior is about being a good person. If only it were that simple. If only it were so simple, because being a good person, every race can be a good person. Not every race can build a fucking skyscraper and an aircraft carrier and invent every field of fucking knowledge ever and human flight and rocket ships. So he goes, well, I think being a good person is about being pious and being a good person. And like on some level, yeah, I agree with that. But it also is kind of a cope because no one is denying that. We're just saying that some races eat dirt and some races build aircraft carriers. And the difference is that the dirt eaters can be good people. They cannot build aircraft carriers. So there is just like this, they hate us for being great. They don't want us to be great. They hate us for who we are. They look at the might and the glory of Rome and Greece and they hate us. They say, well, you're no different than the Israelis. You just think you're so much better. It's like, well,
I don't see a lot of Israelis welcoming in immigrants. Just saying. Also, the reason that our greatest ally wants to destroy us, which they do, you only need to do like 5 minutes fucking research to confirm that fact. The reason they want to destroy us is because we're their only real threat.
We kind of did invent everything, so there's that. Yeah, well, we kind of did invent everything, so there is that. We did kind of invent every field of knowledge and mathematics, calculus, philosophy, rationalism.
Sometimes just saying the thing that you're thinking is hilarious. I did it. Fuck it. I'll burn it on the internet. I did a joke recently. I wrote it just recently. I just got on stage and just kind of let it settle for a minute and let the tension build up. And then I just said, I don't think women should vote. And just saying that got a huge laugh. And then I kind of pulled back then I released the tension a little bit and I say, well, that's only because I don't think anyone should vote. But especially women. Like, that's the punchline. But especially women. It did really well. Yeah. I quite like performing in Mildura. It's so much. It's, I don't know. It's not Melbourne.
Liberty, political freedom, pluralism. Like, we kind of invented everything. Cars, human flight, rockets, rocket ships, missiles, a nuclear bomb, physics, biology, anesthesia, vaccines, medicine, submarines, the biggest seafaring ships, battleships, destroyers, the agricultural revolution. We literally invented everything. We invented everything. And they won't just give us our due. They won't give the devil their due. They're like, but we have some pyramids and stuff. Look at our carpets. But 1,000 years ago, we kind of had a cool city once. Yeah, okay. That's great, Muhammad. That's great, Muhammad. Whose flag is on the moon again? Let me ask you that. Let me ask you this. Is there a crescent on the moon or is there stars and stripes, bitch?
Yeah. I'm really enjoying seeing the rise of Nick Fuentes. It's really fucking enjoyable. I know some people that watch this channel say that he's just a gatekeeper. I don't see it. I don't see it with Nick. I don't know that I care, to be honest. Because I'm seeing like I said before, I'm seeing the right just absolutely shit themselves over all this. Even Owen Benjamin's coming after him. He's like picking on jokes that he did.
A puppet. A never-Trumper, Silicon Valley artifice.
I hate using this laptop.
Who was nobody. And in 6 years...
It is really a pain. Anyway. Yeah, even Owen's going after him for jokes he made about younger women, saying he's promoting pedophilia and whatnot. I am really, more and more, I just, like, I've thought it so many times before where I just think Owen is a Fed. Owen is 100% a Fed. I'm calling it now, actually. I'm going to say Owen Benjamin. People are coming out and calling Nick Fuentes a Fed. They're going, he's a Fed, he's working with the FBI, all this kind of stuff. But of the two, the one that is like 1,000% more likely to be a Fed out of Nick Fuentes and Owen Benjamin is 1,000% Owen Benjamin. He loves money. He's got to have that money. He's got to have the money coming in. He's the kind of guy that has been in desperate situations. He needs the money. He's got to have that goddamn money coming in, and he would take it from anywhere. I'm sure of it. I don't think he would care. He would just do some little backroom deal saying, yeah, I'll steer them in the right direction and whatever, because he really does move. The problem is he is often right about a lot of stuff. Like, I'll give him that. But of the two of them, which one is more likely to be a Fed? It's Owen. Also, he shits on every right-wing influencer. I mean, he kind of shits on everyone, but everyone that comes, he's like, they're gay. It's the same shtick every time. The guy that blew up on TikTok, what's his name? Anyway, that conspiracy guy, he's in with Candace Owens, and he's all those people. He comes out hard after him. He's like calling him gay all the time. It's just, yeah. Of the two, Owen is way more likely to be a Fed. That's just my assessment. I don't know if this is one of Nick's team or it's an independent guy, but someone's been making these Weaver Rising videos promoting Nick. And they're really good. The first one was exceptional. That was when Nick was going off on Tucker. And Tucker and Candace, they really messed up going after, like, that. I'd say that Nick's audience now is like so much bigger thanks to Tucker and Candace, because they acted like high school bullies. It's the same fucking thing every time, and like, it's just what I'm saying about. It's like these people. It's like, we're all in this fight. We've all got these ideas, and we want to fight together. But they're all the people at the top are all doing the same thing, where they're like, no, but you should follow me. No, don't listen to them, follow me. And they're constantly just tearing each other down because all they care about is the viewership, because that's where their money's at. That's why I like to listen to the smaller channels, because they're not invested like that, a lot of them. They're not at that point yet where they have to tear down the competition. Like I say, I'm just enjoying where I am at the moment too.
What if there was a coup against the American government? What if there was a coup against the America First MAGA movement by the deep state
Anime
to
Nick.
usurp and subvert
Pretty
Donald
funny.
Trump and install a deep state puppet?
Anime
A never
America
Trumper
would be
Silicon Valley
pretty cool.
artifice who was nobody. And in 6 years, he'll be the heir apparent president.
Oh yeah, JD Vance will be, if not the next president, the one after.
From MAGA, President of the United States. And what if one guy stood against him? What if one guy who didn't take money from Peter Thiel, what if one guy who wasn't taking support from Silicon Valley, one guy who's paying attention and is skeptical, what if one guy was calling that out? I am the people's champion. I have been speaking for the people from the beginning. I have been talking about white identity, Jewish power, the U.S.-Israel relationship from the very beginning. I was at Charlottesville as an attendee. I was at the Stop the Steal protest in January 6 in 2021. I was the architect of the Groyper War. And now that I'm on this generational run, after they took the boot off my neck, 7 months after they stopped censoring me intensely, overnight, I'm the prize fighter that keeps winning championship races, championship fights and battles. I'm the people's champion. I never worked for Rupert Murdoch, unlike Tucker. I never took a check from Dennis Prager, unlike Candace Owens. I never took $1 from Bernard Marcus, unlike Charlie Kirk. Whatever you want to say about me, all my faults, all my defects, the ways that I'm not the perfect representation of the white identity movement, of the anti-Israel movement, whatever you want to say, I'm real, I'm raw, I'm of this fucking country, I'm of this generation. I am the people's champion. People that love me, people that love this movement, that are inspired by it, they're inspired because it's the true information, because it persists in spite of the bullshit, and it is not going to come to an end anytime soon, because a bunch of fucking autistic spurgs that weren't even born here are going to try and lie on my name. Elon Musk, you weren't born here. Milo, you're a Jew and you weren't born here. Candace Owens, your husband wasn't born here. Go the fuck home. This is America first. I was born in America. This is the only country I've ever known, and I will die for America. Can you say the same? They came to my house. They tried to kill me. I'm still here. I'm still at this house. You know where to find me. I am the people's champion.
Oh, fucking hell. Anime America. I think it'd be really cool if they just made everything that comes out of America, they just turn it into anime. I think that would be way better. Come on, you son of a... That would be a lot of fun if they would just make Anime America. On the news, like I would watch the news if they just put it all in anime. It'd be hilarious. And I gotta say, this is the other thing, another aspect of this whole thing that I've found hilarious, this whole left and right thing. And again, I find fault in both sides, and I find there are good things on both sides. I'm not partisan. But I also follow logic and fucking common sense. the gun debate in America is hilarious to me, because you got all these people on the left just saying, no, you got to give up your guns. So we want get rid of guns. We want gun reform. Blah 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 blah. They're arguing with people who have guns. You're not gonna win that fight. And this video actually breaks down why they're not going to win that fight.
Understand that 120 guns per 100 people is...
First of all, that's registered. Because I got like 5 unregistered. So there's that.
Most of the guns in Australia are unregistered, unknown. They just keep it on the DL.
Let me tell you a little story.
Oh, by the way, I will be doing an episode about Martin Bryant. I think that deserves its own episode. Hopefully, if I can get the guy, if I can interview the guy that's been covering it. There's a guy on YouTube that does incredible. He's done some incredible deep dives and interviewing people, and Bryant was tortured for his confession. The whole thing stinks. It's a high heaven, and it just really more and more and more. Like I don't think Bryant did it.
I was in the military for 23 years, and we go TDY, which is a temporary duty, which means you go over to another country or somewhere else and you do some work. I was talking to a Russian general one time, and there was a whole bunch of us, and we were hanging out, and can't tell you where it was, but let's just say I asked the Russian general, I was like, why didn't World War III ever kick off during the Cold War? Because he was an old general and he'd been around for a while. He looked at me without question and said, we were never scared of your army. We were never scared of your military. That's not what we were scared of at all. They said, our contingency plans always accounted for your military. But no matter what we did and no matter what we planned, we could not account for the hundreds of millions of people that had firearms in your country. So no matter where we landed the troops, they would be landing under fire. There was nowhere safe for us to go. And every contingency plan, we lost.
Yeah, you land on the beach and here comes Billy Bob with his flamethrower and his AK.
That's why we have the Second Amendment.
Yeah. That's a pretty reasonable take. I'm sure many will disagree with it and have all sorts of other hot takes on that subject. But I don't know, being in Australia and being disarmed. Can I block that? I've got to go to the where are we? Excuse me, I've just got to block someone in the chat. Here we go. Chat. And how do we do this? Add to block list. And there we go. Done. All right. That's my first block. That's funny. That's I'm really not going to be paying a lot of attention to the chat in future, to be honest, because it is quite distracting. But oh no, that's actually my second block. I blocked Restream as well. Because fuck them. I'm paying them money and they want to fucking drop in on my fucking streams with their bullshit. Fuck you, Restream. Anyway. So that's what's going on in America. Like all that kind of business. All that malarkey's going on. And it is fucking hilarious. But like having our firearms taken away from us, a lot of people won't know this. It caused us to grow fangs. And we do try and keep it, you know, for the most part, we've all kind of agreed not to tell people, but I'm just like, fuck it. I'm going to let people know, let the world know. Australians have fangs now. Like, that's just us, okay? It's how we roll. Because you took away our fucking guns, you cunts. The thing is, if you do meet an Australian and they don't have fangs, it's pretty fucking safe to assume that they are very well armed. They just don't tell anyone about it.
So the politicians...
All right, so anyway. So what's going on in Australia? Let's see here.
So the politicians in Australia are a little bit upset that we talk about them. We call them out on their bullshit.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they are getting very upset, and they're passing all sorts of laws so that we can't talk about them. We can't talk about Israel. We can't talk about the Jays. We can't, you know, all these things you can't talk about. They're also, on top of that, they are in preparing for what they've done in the UK, which they've already started doing that here with the whole banning social media and whatever. So the next step is going to be, if you want to be on the internet, you have to register and you have to give us your ID, and we want to know who you are. So what a lot of people in England did was when they brought in the ban, VPN sales went through the roof. Everyone got VPNs. And the government over there were like, well, how do we stop them from using VPNs? And so that is what they're trying to do now. So the Australian government are trying to crack down on people using VPNs now in preparation. And I know some of those idiots out there will say, well, if you don't do anything, if you're not going to do anything, what do you need? You don't fucking, as long as you're not breaking the law, it doesn't fucking matter, does it? Shut the fuck up. What is the law, you fucking cocksucking idiots, is what I would say to you. Because right now the law is one thing, but we've seen in recent years how quickly that fucking law changes, don't we? You got another COVID, do you? Another fucking dose of lockdowns and people just fucking busting into your house and taking you off to jail because you said something online. That's the most pathetic shit.
They're trying to pass a bill called the Commonwealth Workplace Protection Order Bill 2025.
Sounds good.
On the surface, that's to protect the frontline workers.
Yeah, no, it sounds great.
Centrelink, when you go to get your welfare payments, or the post office to protect people from verbally abusing them. But if you dig a little deeper, any member of parliament can use this order on people like me, which I'm fucked, to say, oh, he said something that hurt my feelings on social media. I want him to be charged, not only charged, but to cease and desist.
What a great weapon for a government. What a terrific, you know, which is a government that's all about us. It's all about the people. I think, you know, a government that's all about the people, they should absolutely have the right to control what we say and ideas that we can spread. Because if someone discovers something, especially now that everyone, literally everyone, is a citizen journalist now. Now that everyone is a fucking citizen journalist, well, they'd better have a fucking foot on our throat, shouldn't they? I mean, they've got to deal with the media where they can make all sorts, like they can do it all behind the scenes as one hand washes the other. And so they control that narrative. But if we're talking and we've got the internet and we could say anything,
Really? They're trying to stop you using your voice, your freedom of speech, under the, oh, we're trying to protect people. So they can fuck us in the ass, they can lie to us, they can steal everything from us through taxes and raise revenue, and we have to just stay silent and smile.
Steve's been talking about this for years. Steve did a whole fucking comedy show while it's legal.
Otherwise, they might feel threatened. What do you think of that law?
Great video, thanks again for your awareness. Look, what can happen, it can backfire on them. I'll tell you how it can backfire. Do you remember a guy that was running What's News? The young fella that was the What's News guy. And they were banning his account and shadow banning him and sort of silencing him. Well, he went and confronted Albanese in person. And you see, big mainstream media loves a bit of drama, loves a bit of news, you know. People like 60 Minutes will take up stories. So let's just say you continue your talks and you say, oh, look, you think it's wrong. And Jacinta Allen, for example,
We get that. We get it. We get it. I haven't watched that whole video. It's nearly 4 minutes. I think he's just summarizing, basically. So, more notifications, more people fucking getting lippy. People getting lippy on X, man. It's my favorite thing. Trying to communicate with people on the internet, like in text form, it's just the ultimate frustration. Like, you cannot. I don't know, this is why I started streaming, I guess, because you can't, for one thing, nothing's ever a conversation. It's always a narrative. I've always tried to have conversations on the internet. Even if I say something really stupid and retarded, if someone comes along and says, well, this, depending on how they say it, if they come across and they're just a cunt, well, you know, I'm going to react the way I'm going to react. But if people come, they say so. I put something up recently. It's not even anything particularly important. So you try and have conversations with people. I find that conversation, and I talked about this with Mike. Mike brought this. He said, what we're doing is important. Talking is important because talking promotes understanding. I think I'm a bit out of sync here with my video, but whatever. I'll switch out the computers tomorrow and do a better stream. What fucking day is it tomorrow? What is it today? Tuesday. So it'll be, I can do a stream tomorrow, I think. So I'll try to do another stream tomorrow. We'll see. Things are a bit kind of crazy up here at the moment. But anyway, what was I saying? I don't remember. Something about conversing with people online, but it's never online. It's never a conversation. So that's essentially why I started streaming, because it's like, what is the fucking point of trying to have conversations when it every time it turns into a debate, and every time someone is simply trying to win a debate, it's not a conversation. Like that, you know. The internet is not a place for the exchange of ideas. It's a place to find your little bubble and blow it up. That's all it is. But see, I can find good in all sorts of people. As much as I don't.
It's funny. I see that today is the
Bill Maher. Okay. As much as I find him a smug, smarmy prick, he says a lot of things which are fucking really smart and really good. And sometimes also very funny. I wouldn't recommend watching his podcast. He's not much without his writer's room. He's just a fucking smug stoner boomer fuck. It is really the boomers, man. Oh, God. You boomer fucks. You've really... The thing that's frustrating me about all the boomer stuff, like, and fucking... Our time's coming. Generation X, our time is coming. I fucking guarantee it. This next generation especially, our time in the fucking sights is coming. Once all the boomers are dead, we're up. We're on the plate, and we're going to be the ones they're all fucking hating. And they're all going to be like, why didn't you fucking do something? You fucking apathetic cunts. Why did you just fucking, like, you just let this shit happen? You're like, oh, what can I do? I mean, I know a lot of Gen Xers who made out like fucking bandits. Made out like, as well as the boomers. Did as well as the boomers and better. So anyway. Getting sidetracked here. But yes, I and this is the thing about Donald Trump. I do not have Trump derangement syndrome. When Donald Trump does something good, I recognize that. If Joe Biden did something good, I would recognize that. If any of them, when they did something that I thought, yeah, that is... But when they're doing shit like, no, we must support Israel at all costs... And then there's a video going around on the internet of a small child, a small girl, whose entire family had been killed. And she's carrying water. She's carrying a big fucking thing of water, something that, you know, I don't know what the comparative thing, but this little girl, she's great. And a drone comes along, locates her, and blows her up. Like, why? Why? How can they justify that? And we're sitting here watching this shit in real time and going, yeah, this is acceptable. I know no one I know, or at least no one that I know and respect, is saying, yes, this is respectable. I mean, this is acceptable. No one. Anyone that, honestly, anyone that's supporting Israel at this point, yeah, fuck you, really. I mean, seriously, how can you fucking support Israel? Like, with everything that we've gone through, all the shit that we've, like, people have spoken out about and closed down, now this shit's happening. The funniest ones to me are still the biblical supporters, the ones that are like, oh, but it says in the Bible that those who bless Israel will be in turn blessed. So according to Kabbalah, and I was actually meaning to do a stream about this. I had a very interesting chat with DeepSeek. But then I've also been reading some Kabbalah. But according to Kabbalah, you are on those who say things like, those who bless Israel will be blessed, therefore I must bless Israel. You are giving to receive, which is like second order thinking. There's receiving to receive, giving to receive, receiving to give, and then giving to give. These are the 4 levels according to Kabbalah. Or Kabbalah, however you want to say it. I don't really give a fudging shunkty flaggenblacken. Hitler. Anyway, according to Kabbalah, those people are, they're really not much better than children, because children are in an absolute state of receiving to receive. That's all they can do, and that's all they really understand. And as you grow, you start to understand. You know, the Bible says it's better to give than receive. Well, that is like at the center of Kabbalistic philosophy, because the whole idea is that God is the giver, and we were made to receive, because he kind of basically, he wanted to, he's like, oh, I like giving, so I want to make something to receive all my awesomeness. And it is awesome. But as you go through these things, and that's why when you give, you will get back. But if you give in order to receive, it cuts off the thing. But that's what all these, anyway, back to the point. I'm going to get distracted regularly. But that is the point. Like, that's what these people are doing. They're saying we must bless Israel because the Bible says that those who bless Israel will in turn be blessed. That is what is at the heart of their support of Israel. And that's not even, you can take the spiritual aspect out of it. And those fucking people are 100%, if I support Israel, then the Jews will support me in my career. That is what they're doing. That is 100% what these cunts are doing. So they're basically saying, fuck the moral aspect. Let those little fucking sand monkeys get murdered. Let those children be murdered. Let those people be starved to death. I'm simply going to, I'm going to bless Israel because then I get shit. I will get advancement in my career. I might blow up on fucking X. I interacted with a profile on X, a person on X, and it was like so fucking obviously propaganda, Israeli propaganda bullshit. It was like some sexy girl with the guns, and she's like, fuck yeah, I'm a fucking Israeli soldier. She was clearly not an Israeli, like anyone with eyes to see, but it didn't matter because they were just like, yeah, we'll just fucking, whatever, we don't care. We just want the sexy girl with the guns in the uniform saying, I'm an Israeli soldier. So more and more people will be like, fucking, yeah, I want to fucking join. It was 100%. Anyway, when I first connected with her and spoke to her, and I was like trying to find out, like, where are you? Who are you? What do you, and I kept thinking, is this a bot? It didn't quite behave like a bot, but it was definitely an Israeli bot farm. So probably a human behind the screen, but a human with like about, 100, operating 100 accounts. And when I first connected with them and was like trying to talk to them and say, okay, like explain some shit to me. And we were DMing and whatever, and she just kept deflecting. And I say she because the profile picture and the name and everything was she, but it was probably some Indian dude or fucking like Vivid. I don't know if you follow Vivid. It's one of the funniest things. He's like, I'm an Israeli, blah, blah, blah. And everyone in there is just like, it just comes on and goes, dude, you're a fucking Pajit. You're a street shitter. Fuck off. Because he is. It's some fucking Indian dude. And he's just, yeah. Anyway, when I connected with them, they had like about 200 followers. A week later, they had 25,000 followers. Like, that is not organic growth. And everyone on X, this is what I mean. They are giving to receive. So you've got the ones that are official Israeli bot farms and all those, and they just blow up because they go, okay, we got another one. Everyone follow this one, blah, blah, blah. But you got a lot of people who go on there and they're just like, oh, I'm all about Israel. I love Israel. And they kind of blow up. They blow up slowly. They're a bit more cautious with that, but it is fascinating to watch. Anyway, let's hear what old Bill has to say.
It's funny, I see that today is the anniversary of Woodstock. This is 56 years ago. And the hippies, what did they hate more than anything else? War. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. So if you're the kind of person who says, you can find some good in anybody, this would be the good in Donald Trump. He really does not like war. Thailand and Cambodia were having firing at each other. Rwanda and the Congo. Most people don't even know about these. India and Pakistan, Armenia, Azerbaijan. He got involved in all of them. He really, he doesn't really, he wants to. Now, the way he does it, as usual, not, with the Ukraine, the solution was, well, surrender. Give Putin everything he wants. And even that didn't work. That's the thing. He gave Putin anything he wanted, and it didn't work. But again, let's not have the zombie lie that he's still backing Putin, because, first of all, he bombed Iran. That was a Putin ally. He didn't get out of NATO.
No.
He mended fences with NATO. So, and he put sanctions back on Russia. So,
You're really coming.
Did he really bomb Iran? I mean, yeah, he dropped bombs, but it seems like there was some prior warning.
Come around, Bill.
I'm not coming around. There's no coming around. There's just to what's true. This is true shit. Right. I don't come around. I'm not on anybody's team. I'm on the team. I'm on what's right, what's true, what happened. This is what happened. He just doesn't like war.
Okay, but isn't it interesting? Like, he's the anti-war guy. He doesn't like war. But he'll keep the fucking Israel war going. He ain't stopping that one. We know who's in charge. Anyway, I did think that was kind of an okay video. I mean, Bill has really been put in the light since he had dinner with Trump. That's been kind of hilarious watching that too. Now he just has to squirm. All right. Well, now I don't know how well I've ordered my videos, but I think I've anyway, that's enough of that stuff. Let's get into the other existential threat, Islam. Now I'm not really a Christian, but I am a big defender of Christianity. I'm kind of a Christian. I'm slowly I move more and more to it. There's a lot about Christianity I actually really like, and it's interesting about Christianity is as much as people shit on it, when you actually go and learn about it yourself, instead of just listening to what fucking idiots on the internet say. When you listen to the fucking idiots on the internet, you're going to get the wrong idea. Always. You know what I mean? So, let me just check here, because this is... Man, this goddamn thing is pissing me off so much. All right, it is streaming. I was just worried for a second there. I thought, this is not fucking... It's not working. I think I'll pin that. I think I'll pin this video. I think I'll pin the fucking thing, because that seems to... Anyway, one of the things... I was playing around with the title. I got to switch glasses because this light is really bright. I'll try these ones for a minute. Oh, yeah. Now we're talking. Okay, so... No, I can't. They're a little... They look a little... They're kind of not bad. Like, that 70s thing that they did where there's like slowly the tint fades. It's not bad, but it's a little odd. Let's go to the... All right, these are the prescription sunnies. Let's try these. The prescription bifocals. They are kind of hopeless, to be honest, but at least they block out some of that light. All right, so this video, this is really fascinating. This just made me realize, because as I was saying, I'm a defender of Christianity because I have gratitude. I don't agree. There's a lot about Christianity that I don't agree with, but there's a lot about Christianity I think that abandoning it is kind of dangerous. You know, it's kind of like, oh, it's a bit risky. You sure about that? You know what I mean? But there's a lot of stuff about Islam. So there's a lot of Islamists, and they speak on the internet, and they're inspiring people. But my opinion, taking a number of factors into account, I actually don't believe that Islam will survive the West. I think you will have a few hardcore Islamists who, you know, they'll do what they're supposed to do and whatever, but for the most part, most of the soldiers, I don't think they will survive the West, because the West is heavily imbued with demonic, satanistic, fucking occult practices that I'll get into in another stream. Like it goes very, very deep. And again, I have to always have to explain this. I'm not talking about religious terms. I am talking about general ideas. You all know what those words mean. Think of them as ideas. Do not get caught up in, religion. Shut the fuck up about religion. Jesus. Just listen to the idea. You know what words mean, right? So listen to the idea. So the West, and I said the other day, Satanism is spiritual candy. It's all lollipops and feel-good stuff, and it's not about discipline. It's about caving to desires and stuff like that. It's not about sacrificing yourself. It's about sacrificing someone else. The 9/11 hijackers, these devout Muslims, came. First of all, we know the true story of. We know they weren't what they tell us. They were just a bunch of boys on a boys' trip, basically. Not much more to it than that, but yeah, they were like hooking up with strippers and doing coke and drinking and all this shit. I just suspect, like this, to be honest, this actually kind of gives me hope, because it's like dropping a gold bar into a vat of acid. Because the thing about Islam, I've looked at Islam, I've got to look at it a bit deeper, but I mean, it is a fascinating thing. I mean, they are a righteous people. They have a way of life and they live it. But in all of those instances, there's the highly religious people, and then there's everyone else. Most people don't give a shit. A lot of Christians, most Christians, I would say, go to church on a Sunday, and then the rest of the week, they ain't fucking Christians at all. And I would imagine most Muslims are like that. Once they get a taste of what the West has to offer, which is all bullshit, to be honest, like, you know, it's all vacuous fucking bullshit. But if you've never experienced it before, this is why so many people that come to this country just constantly get in fucking trouble, because they've never experienced anything like this before. It's like, everything's permitted and nothing is true? You're fucking kidding me. All right, I'm going deep. And you dive deep into that corrosive fucking mentality. And this is why I just do not believe that Islam can survive the West. Islam wants to conquer the West. I mean, if you don't think they do, you're not paying attention. But anyway, give two fucks about that. The general ideology wants to conquer the West. They want to spread a big part of it is spread Islam to everywhere, and fucking like, this is how the Crusades got started. 700 years of Muslim invasion. A lot of people are just like, oh, the Crusades. Oh, the Christians were mean. The Christians did the Crusades. Yeah, after 700 years of Muslim invasion. Anyway, I love this Sneeko video because it's just, this is really, if you impose a doctrine that has discipline and sacrifice involved, this is how the West is going to react to it. And all those little fuckers that are like, oh yeah, I'm a devout, once they get to the West and they start experiencing the West, it's not going to survive. I think the West is way more corrosive than Islam is solid, is the point.
I am not moving into an Islamic. You people want me to move into a mosque. You betrayed us. Get a life, bro. Get a life. I'm done. I don't want to be in this.
This all started during his recent live streams when he started complaining more and more about all of the things that he's now expected to give up since converting to Islam.
Having fun as an adult is so hard without alcohol. How much stuff do I have to give up?
That's
Pork,
true.
fun, alcohol, women, gambling, music, about everything. I can't even invest my money. No.
You can invest, but you can't invest it into things that involve usury. But any real investment typically deals with interest. Unfortunately, that's just how it is.
They're saying credit cards are haram.
Yeah.
What the
But here's where things start to get more interesting. And just when the Muslims in his chat started to believe that Film and Sneeko were finally getting on the same page, he made it crystal clear that they weren't. The persistence of his Muslim followers encouraging him to act in accordance publicly with his faith has led to Sneeko saying things like this.
We get it. Porn is bad. Haram! Don't do that. It's a sin. That's trannies. Like, oh my God, we get it. Can I go outside now? My Rumble comments all that's like, Sneeko's hanging out with these, Sneeko betrayed us. Why is he eating dinner with these people? You should be yelling at whores with Myron right now. No, I'm gonna react to the music. You betrayed us. Get a life, bro. Get a life. I'm done. I don't want to be in this. I thought we were on the same page. Bro, I was at the mall talking about moving into a content creator house with some of my friends. And then people are messaging me like, Sneeko, move into an Islamic learning house. Bro, what the f***? Bombaka! No, deadass, bro. Like, I'll go pray Jummah. I'll read my Quran. I'll talk to scholars. I am not moving into an Islamic. You people want me to move into a mosque. You want me to sleep in the mosque now. And it's like, he's grifting. I'm not grifting. I just want to have a f***ing home. I don't want to live in a mosque.
So, as you could probably imagine, Sneeko's Muslim audience did not take that very well. Inshallah, he will be grounded into fine dust. Humble yourself, you pathetic man. He sold his soul. And others started calling him Grifto and the sellout, among other things. So following that stream, Sneeko was left with a decision to make. Would he choose to follow the rules that Allah demands, or would he choose to willfully sin against Allah and therefore disappoint his new Muslim fans?
Well, I mean, Muhammad was a fucking sinner. I mean, if you know about his early life. And if we were judging him by today's standards, he did a few things that were a bit problematic. That's why, one of the things, yeah, if I ever find, if I am ever doing crowd work and I come across someone called Aisha, I have a joke lined up for that, because I've met a couple of Aishas in my time. I say it's the it's Islamic for peaked at 9. Anyway. I don't know if you get that. If you don't get that joke, it's because Aisha was the name of Muhammad's, peace be upon him, his wife, who was 9 years old, which is when she peaked. Anyway, yeah, so, I just don't know that Islam can handle the West. I just don't think they quite understand how dark and depraved it is, and spiritual abandon It is in the West. I don't think they quite know what they're fucking taking on. I think they're going to walk into something that they do not understand. And, yeah, they're going to lose a lot of soldiers. That's what's going to happen. That's what I see happening anyway. All right. I've got to run out and grab another drink. But I have actually watched this video, so I'm going to let this play. Aussies are fleeing Australia.
I didn't leave Australia. Australia forced me to leave. Firstly, the tax is ridiculous. Why would I give up half of my income? You're going to work half the year for free. If you have a business, you're going to lose 60-70% of your income because your business is going to pay tax and you're going to pay tax. You're going to pay payroll tax if you have employees, which is ridiculous. You're going to pay all these different taxes, GST as well for your business. It is just absolutely absurd. It makes no sense. On top of that, if you're a high income earner in Australia, you're going to lose up to 45% of your money, which is just absolutely fucked, and it just should not ever happen. So essentially, if you have a business and you're making a lot of money, you're going to be working 6 or 7 months of the year for free. Why the fuck would I work 6 or 7 months of the year for free? That makes zero sense. So what do? Move to Dubai. There's zero taxes. And also the government cares about you there. In Australia, the government does not care. They are there to get you. They want to spend your tax money on the most bullshit reasons. Mainly people that actually don't even have jobs, and they're giving them houses and allowances, and completely backwards and stupid. And if you think for a second that that government cares about you, no. If you had something go wrong and you needed an emergency surgery, they're not going to pay. You've got to figure out how to get that money yourself. But if you don't make money and you want to be a junkie, you just want to sit at your house all day, the government will give you money. And also as well, you're going to be very much put into a box there. A lot of people, they want to elevate themselves. They go to a different country, Dubai, even Southeast Asia, Bali. There's a lot of places where people are much more positive about you doing well. And if you get to a point where you are doing super well in Australia, people will try to bring you down. And that's the sad thing, because instead of building you up and getting motivated and wanting to succeed alongside you, they want to find any reason to actually bring you down instead. Whereas if you go to a place like Dubai or Southeast Asia and you're winning, people are excited for you. They want to see you win. They want to win as well. They want to see how they collaborate with you and make money with you. And it's just a beautiful thing. So basically Australia kicked me out. They didn't kick me out. So basically Australia forced me to leave, and I love the country. I would definitely go back there. I'll go back there a lot of the time for visits to see family and friends and stuff like this. I really love the Gold Coast, but in terms of living there full time, I just can't see that happening just because of these reasons.
And that's the way a lot of people feel about Australia now. And a lot of people are leaving. It seems you've got the three groups. It's interesting. You've got three groups of people. You've got the people who have just said, fuck Australia, I'm leaving. Much what I kind of did with Melbourne during COVID, where it was just like, fuck Melbourne, this is bullshit. I got to get out. So you got the people who are just like, fuck it, I'm leaving. Then you got the people who are just like, it's fine. And it always reminds me of the meme of the person sitting in the burning house, and they're just going, this is fine. And then you've got the people who are saying, we need to fight for our country, and they're having a march. And I'd be at that march if I was in Melbourne, but I'm not. I don't imagine there'll be many people marching here in the country. Maybe if they're in Mildura. I don't know. But, I mean, that whole fight for the country thing, that's a fucking long game and a real stretch. Because, I mean, there's only one answer to this level of bullshit where people are taxed to the point where you are working at least 6 months a year for free. People are now working between 5 and 7 months of work a year for free, which is fucking bullshit. You're taxed on the money coming in. You're taxed on the money going out. You're taxed on it when you receive it. You're taxed on it. You pay payroll tax, and then your employees pay tax. And I mean, I'm glad my business, it's just me. It's just me. But even that, because I'm a franchisee, the head office wants me to pay their share of tax. It's just this passing down the bullshit. It's chronic. And people are getting fed up with it. So the fighting for the country, that's a long fight. This is not, a single protest is not going to do a fucking thing. You can march all you like, but this is why that all my jokes come from a place of like something true. There's always something true. That whole thing about women shouldn't vote, because I don't think anyone should vote. Voting is not going to... You cannot vote your way out of this. We cannot vote... No, this is going to take a violent revolution. If you want actual change, it needs to be politicians getting shot, bankers getting shot, CEOs getting... It just needs to be... And I'm not advocating that. I'm not saying that's what we should do, although it absolutely is what we should do. I'm not saying that. It just happens to be true that is absolutely what needs to happen, and it's what we need to do. I'm just not saying that. Certainly wouldn't say that on YouTube or Facebook. I mean, it's just that is what needs to happen in order for things to really change. Because whoever else gets in, they're just going to maintain the same system because it's good for them. I don't fucking care who your heroes are and how awesome you think they are. They're not going to get voted in and make revolutionary changes. Fix the housing situation. Fix the economy, fucking reduce taxes to a point where it's actually reasonable, de-bloat the government. They're never going to be voted in. And you can march and march. How many marches have there been for Palestine? Just saying. There's only one thing that, like, look at history. There's only one thing that brings about change. All these fucking people walking around with Che Guevara on their shirts. And you vote. Why? Like, what do you actually believe in? Because Che wasn't a voter. Just saying. Alright, I got some more blocking to do. I'm just going to knock that out. Alright, so here's some more stuff that's going on in Australia. And I'll probably wrap this
1,500 people a day. Do the maths. That's over 500,000 a year. Add student and temporary visas onto that, and it's even higher. Now ask yourself this. Who's paying for all of this? Because it's not Canberra, it's you. And here's the kicker. We're already in a housing crisis. Yet every single day, more and more people keep flooding in. Something is up. And I'll tell you exactly what it is, because this isn't about immigration policy. It's about covering up the government's economic mismanagement. They're broke. They've maxed out every single credit card they have. And instead of fixing this mess, they're just importing more taxpayers to keep the system on life support. I say this all the time. We are drowning in debt. $900 billion worth, forecasted to be 1.3, 1.4 by 2029. And instead of fixing this mess, our government has chosen the worst possible avenue. And let me show you the options we could take, but won't. Option 1, cut the waste. Audit departments like the NDIS. I'm not saying cut it, I'm just saying audit the $49 billion that's blowing out year after year. Completely stop the $5 billion we send in foreign aid. Audit the government itself. Since 2022, 30,000 new roles have been added. That's now over 185,000 staff members, costing taxpayers billions of dollars in salaries alone. And they need to pull the plug on the green energy scam that is being propped up with subsidies and doing nothing but driving your energy bills higher. But they won't cut a cent, because that upsets too many people. Option 2, increase productivity in Australia. The smart way would be to use our own natural resources, bring manufacturing back and create real jobs for real Aussies. But that would upset the green lobby and China, so forget about it. The lazy way they increase productivity? Let's just flood the place with people. Millions over the past few years. And that's exactly what's happening right now. You know, since COVID, we printed something like 60% of AUD and threw that into circulation out of thin air. Poof. We've also borrowed like mad, and our government is addicted to spending. And now they need more workers, more taxpayers, and more voters to keep them afloat. You know, our birth rate is at 1.5 per female. To sustain a population, that needs to be at 2.1. So how about reinvesting into young families in Australia, instead of just importing the difference? Now, option 3, the government loves this one. Let's raise some taxes. It seems like every single week there's a new tax. So when you hear $1,500 a day, it's not immigration policy. It's proof our government is flat broke. Actually, historically broke. Australia deserves better than this cycle of debt, housing crisis, and mass immigration. We need to cut the fat. We need to build productivity with our own hands. We need a mass pause on immigration. We need a government that addresses the debt issue, and we need leadership who will fight for Australians, not just sell us out for the next headline. What's your thoughts?
Well, my thoughts are I need to find this other video, which I know exactly where to find it, so I'm just going to do that real quick. He's right about a lot of that stuff. All those things could be done. And this is exactly what I'm talking about, the backlash about all of this stuff. Where are we? There we are. The backlash with all of this stuff is it like this protest that's coming up, this march, and a bunch of it. It's an anti-immigration march. I saw someone the other day put it down to racism, and you know, I had to comment on it just to like try and make this point. And again, more fool me trying to have conversations on the internet. You cannot have conversations because all the comments were like, yeah, right on, oh, it's racism, it's racism. I don't understand how you're not fucking paying attention. Like, how you are not seeing that 1 + 1 = 2. You're saying 1 + 1 = racism, and it's fucking hilarious because I can see what's coming. like I day trade. We look at indicators. It's what we do. That's how you day trade. So all the indicators are just pointing at what is coming. And it's great. It's wild. But the people who say it's racism, they pretty much live in areas where they won't be affected. They make more money than the people who will be affected. And they just keep saying it's racism, it's racism, it's racism. People who are not affected. But I thought this was a fascinating video. This guy, I reposted this and I said, came for the comments and they didn't disappoint, because the comments, we might have a look at the comments in a minute because they're fucking great. Because this guy has swallowed the years of propaganda. He's not, he's not where a lot of people are now with this stuff. I mean, for fuck's sake, yay had a song that like broke the internet. NHH. You know the song I'm talking about. Read the room is all I'm saying.
The Australian public are going to have to accept Hitler in their hearts, in their schools.
Ready to accept Hitler?
What? They're going to have to accept Hitler. We're not going to disown Hitler. They're going to accept Hitler.
Righto. So apparently now we're supposed to accept Hitler into our hearts and our schools. Okay. Let's describe who this bloke actually was. Hitler was a meth, cocaine, and morphine addict. He literally fed his army meth in a tablet. It was packed into their ration kits.
And it
kept
hilarious.
soldiers awake for days so they wouldn't stop fighting. Combined with the blitzkrieg, fast, relentless attacks, it helped his army roll over countries in a matter of weeks. He caused a world war that cost 60 million lives. And this is the guy these morons want us to glorify. That's not strength, that's delusion. Now, let me be clear. Have I spoken out against mass immigration? Of course I have, because it's being used to band-aid a broken government. Have I said immigrants who commit crimes like machete attacks should be deported immediately? Yes, of course. Have I said we need to be careful about where our government allows immigration from? Of course I have. And have I called out clerics who said Islam will enter every house in Australia? Yes, and I'll keep standing against that. But will I also stand against the bloke saying Australians will accept Hitler into their hearts? Every single day of the week I will. Because you can want immigration to be paused, you can want stronger borders, and you can believe in protecting our way of life.
But you're crossing a line. Yeah, you're not reading the room, bro.
Still be normal. But the second you start praising Hitler, that's not normal. That's
because Hitler was the devil and I don't know anything about actual history.
Extremism. And here's the irony of it all. That flag they're standing in front of, well, that's the same flag carried by Australians in World War II against Hitler. The same bloke they're praising. That courage from those diggers in World War II, well, that came at a cost. More than 27,000 Australians died in World War II fighting Hitler. That's what this flag represents. Sacrifice. And here's the thing, I've stood shoulder to shoulder with men who sacrificed everything for this country and that flag. Men who gave their lives and had that flag draped over their coffins.
And are those men happy with the way Australia and America and everywhere in the West, are they happy with the way it's all going now? Are they all like stoked on their transgender grandkids?
And trust me when I say this, these clowns standing in front of that flag don't carry its weight. They cheapen it. They don't honour it. They insult it. Because that flag isn't just cloth. It's blood, sacrifice and mateship stitched into every fibre. So if you follow this ideology, you're a clown. Unfollow me. Send me your abusive, cowardly messages that I'll never see. Post your comments that I won't read. Because extremism is extremism. And it has no place in Australia, no matter what form it takes. What's your thoughts?
Extremism is what I don't believe in. So let's just take a look at the comments and see if this guy has at all read the room. Elijah Schaefer says, boring takes, man. Man up and fight for your people. That's all the victors taught about Hitler. After the lies the government pull, I'll stay open-minded on that topic. If you watch the translated videos, all is not what it seems. Syrian girl weighs in. Tell us more about which areas you accept immigration from. Is it India? It's India, isn't it? O'Dubbin. I can't pronounce your name, Jake. Great bloke, already taught my children about him. He's talking about Hitler. And he's talking about the guy, the bald-headed guy at the start. Agreed, we need wide identity movements. We need mass immigration stopped and reversed. We don't need to love Hitler, Nazism, or revision and history in the process. This edgelord ignorance is disgraceful. No historian worth his salt thinks Hitler was the good guy. Yes, Hitler... Oh, I'm not going to fucking bother reading that. You get the point. My point is they're not fucking reading the room. I mean, my thoughts on well, like knowing a bit more about it, I don't think there were any particularly good guys in it. There's some great stories came out about it. That there was one guy in the German army that never touched the meth pills, and one day he got spooked and thought he was being attacked, so he downed the whole regiment. He was carrying all of their pills. And he took the whole box in one go. So he took like 100 hits of meth. And the story just goes exactly how you think it would. And he just spends the next week just fucking running through the snow, running into enemies and just killing and fucking destroying. Yeah. I dare say he's probably, if he's telling all the people who love Hitler to unfollow him, he's gonna lose a lot of fucking followers. Yeah. I mean, the truth is always shades of grey. It's never black and white. Here, bloody here, so very well said. If the answer to question is Adolf Hitler, then the NSN, then you're asking the wrong bloody question. Yeah, I agree, but let's not forget this. I actually got another one here. I'll just have a quick look for it because it is quite interesting. It's about, and this kind of goes into the... Actually, did I pull it up? I don't know if I did or not. Oh, this computer's painstakingly slow. I'm not going to bother with it. It's just like early photoshopping, and when you see the photos and how they were photoshopped into propaganda stuff, it's all like, look, here's the people and they're hanging this Jew and it never happened, and here's this and they're doing this to a Jew, and it just never happened. It's just all propaganda. It's all lies. It's all fake. So a lot of people are seeing this stuff on social media and they are just going, hey, well, if I was lied to about that, I was lied to about this, and I was lied to about that. And I don't know. It would just be useful if more people actually read the room and saw what was actually going on, because a lot of people now are just like, yeah, Hitler was great. Well, it is certainly true that history is not what we were told. Fucking hell, I've got some really dark stuff lined up. I've got some stuff here about child sacrifice, and I just don't know if I want to go. Maybe I'll do this tomorrow. Try for a stream tomorrow, and just end this one tonight. Is well, a bit of a preview on all these things, I guess. The child sacrifice stuff, it goes so fucking deep, and it's like, it's a cultural thing, but it's there's this whole other conspiracy theory about these like aliens that basically eat live humans, and their favorite thing is children. They live in the earth, and as crazy and as insane as it sounds, it does explain the missing children. It explains why there are so many missing children and why America is complicit in these constant cases of missing children just coming out. And finding out that CPS was involved, and all these people bringing kids in from overseas. All these government agencies are involved in just bringing children in. It's like, are there really that many pedophiles, or is something else going on? Or are they going in the Big Macs? Because how can they possibly have that much cattle that they're making 6 million burgers every day or whatever it is, and they're getting extra meat from somewhere. I think there's a lot of wood chips in those burgers. But yeah, so I don't think I'll go to it. But let's I don't know. Fuck it, I don't think anyone's watching, so it doesn't even matter. So let's just take a look here.
When I was in the military, trafficking evil means.
All right, so this is the cultural
When I was in the military,
aspect.
I hadn't seen evil till I started combating human trafficking. In Uganda, like 3 of every 10.
This is one of those things that if you're one of those people, it's like, oh no, they're just like us. They just need to come to blah 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 blah. This might upset you.
When I was in the military, I hadn't seen evil till I started combating human trafficking. In Uganda, like 3 of every 10 kids that go missing are victims of child sacrifice. So they have like these witch doctors, like this voodoo craziness that's going on there. And people will literally pay to have kids taken, dismembered, and have like their arms and legs buried in the ground and foundations of these businesses to bless them. Right? This is real, right? This is the name of the podcast. I'll just be real. Okay. Like, so if you're having trouble conceiving and, or maybe you have too many boys or you want a girl or something like that, they'll go find a little kid and they'll cut out her genitalia and then they'll go perform this ceremony, and that's supposed to then allow so you and your wife can have a little girl. And
is this like is this like a known and accepted thing there? I mean, culturally, how known is? I mean,
so somehow in there, right? It still happens, but the means that some of these poor countries have to go fight this trafficking and evil.
Yeah, I mean, if you think that shit doesn't happen, if you think, oh no, that kind of stuff doesn't happen, these are conspiracy theories, you like, really, these are cult practices. Like, there is certain power in the sacrifices and murder. It's a horrifically powerful thing. As humans, we are vessels of energy. And when you break that vessel before its time, an incredible amount of power is released. And the universe has to adjust, because the universe is like a perfect organism where things are meant to be, and they exist in this space. So if you take something away, now there's a vacuum, an energetic vacuum. So these people, they do this stuff. Like, and it's a big part of why people in the West are just like, no, don't get into spirituality, man. That's ridiculous. Get into materialism's where it's at, man. Yeah, well, kind of makes you complicit in all this shit, really, doesn't it? Anyway, maybe I'll leave that as a bit of something we'll get into tomorrow. And yeah, I'm gonna get my other computer loaded up and all. I've got about 20 other stories here to fucking cover. But it's getting a little dark, so I'm just going to wrap this one up tonight and leave you with some lighter stuff. I always like to go out on a lighter note. Yeah, this one's quite good. I'm quite convinced that people who were an asshole in a previous life come back as cats. And think of any singer that was a total dick. I think that's what this cat came back as. Ah, yes, the singing cat. Good times. All right. This friggin' thing. It's really not cooperating. But anyway. All right, let's just watch some news bloopers and then I'll bounce. So I'll see you later. I'll see you tomorrow, probably. Cheers, guys.
What is your name?
James.
I love James. Thank you, James. Thank you in more ways than you know.
Thank you.
And it starts right now. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! I love that guy. I have nothing else to say. That's James.
Remember, the last thing I said, triple D's, triple digits. They're gonna get, no.
Θεωρήθηκε ότι δεν χρειάζεται περαιτέρω νοσηλεία.
Fire truck just left, and there's a firefighter there right now.
Last year found the state. Hello, nice to see you.
Joe, up.
Mazel tov. As you said, pea soup, and it was close to pea. Well, pea soup.
And lots of lightning out there too, Eric.
Not
once we get past the suits.
Don't wear a jacket or pants or wear pants. Wear pants. Just wear like shorts or something. Let's go ahead and get a check of our forecast with meteorologist Matt Milosevic. Why is it so hard to say?
Well, 5:36. Excuse me. Scattered showers and a couple of thunderstorms.
Chesapeake 40. Guys, don't make me laugh too hard. I might precipitate. All right, 46 in Newport News, 46 in North.
I knew that I know I will be pulling the shorts off, or shorts out rather, next week. No, I'm not taking my shorts off. Don't worry about that.
Good morning. I'm Deja Jones.
And I am Deja Jones. Yes, big game going down tonight. Thanks so much for tuning in.
You're Deja Jones.
Oh, my bad. I definitely just Ron Burgundy'd it just now. Wow.
The slow touching open. Perfect. There you go, Ava. She's really friendly.
I haven't had a kiss in a long time, so thank you for that.
So what are the 4 words?
Widespread soaking rain.
Widespread is one word.
Gosh, widespread.
Oh, we're on TV. I got so distracted by how perfect the weather is. Sun's out, shades out to start the show here at 4 o'clock.
On Sunday, many of you are not going to make it through Sunday because that's just too hot.
All right, it's a popular amusement park. Yeah, that shoots you up in the sky. No. But one 13-year-old girl learned the hard way that there are also some birds up there. Kelly Hallman got on the famous slingshot ride on the boardwalk on the Jersey Shore down in Wildwood. But right as she and a friend took off, you saw it right there, seagull flew right into her. The seagull was not hurt.
Pippa? Pee-pee? Oh, Pippa. Pippa. You're a little dog. We've seen her before. Her name is Pippa.
I'm going to move us along here.
There you go, Wendy. Go get him. You go get him.
Do a girl.
Nice, Wendy. She's like, can I stop now? Okay.
You horny old slut. All right, see you guys.